Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Victims never forget the abuse inflicted upon them, unless, but the perpetrators easily. The more abuse they perpetrate, the harder to keep track. Therefore, they put everything in a short memory shelf in their brain. Therefore, the more you commit, the less you remember. The victims, the more is committed against you, the abuse, the more it grows, the more pain and resentment and hatred gathers inside you. And you transmit this to the next generation of people who love you. For instance, let's say your parent was abused by the neighbor, you love your parent dies, you're still gonna hate the neighbor. If you don't, well then, you're gonna sing songs over there, he's gonna love you. So what do we have here? United States vetoes Palestinian attempt to gain statehood at the United Nations. The US blocks through veto in the Security Council at the United Nations. The only country opposes for the Palestine's membership in the United Nations. I will show you here a few articles, 3 articles actually. These guys will forget about it, and the media will do the job on us for the right thing, for the right to self-defense, all this, the same mantras. And others will not forget. That's too much to keep in our hearts or our brains, let's put it this way. CNN, US vetoes Palestinian attempt to gain statehood at the United Nations. The United States on Thursday blocked a United Nations Security Council resolution that would have recognized a Palestinian state. How many states were created, I don't know, by us, determining us, by the countries? I remember only one that was really created, put together through consensus. And it was supposed to be 2 of them. And it's only, which finger should I take? Only one. So someone's owe something to a lot of people. And right now, they vetoed to recognize a Palestinian state. It's so hard. But who were the promoters in 1947, 1948, 1914, 1915, 16, 18, Balfour Declaration, and so on? The same guys who now deny other people's statehood. They don't forget. They don't forget. And then they will tell us, hey, they hate our freedoms. That's why they don't like us. They don't like us because they hate our freedoms and our constitutions. Megyn Kelly just said that stupid phrase yesterday. I made a video on that in front of Glenn Greenwald. They hate our constitutions. The constitution, they don't even fucking know what in our constitution is. I will give an example. When I lived in Romania, I didn't fucking know what the US Constitution was saying, and I was a young adult. I didn't know. I didn't even care. But when I came here and I started reading about it and getting involved, this is one of the most important documents in human history. It is, and I'm not saying this just to kiss ass here. Like Magna Carta, this is one of those moments for us, for all human beings, not for the settlers over there and the newly formed whatever. No. But anyway, let's go back here. 12 members of the Security Council had voted in favor of the resolution, while 2 countries, the UK and Switzerland, abstained. The US vetoed it. It didn't have even the balls to abstain. It can't, because its balls, it's not in its possession. The balls are in someone else's jar. The Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas sharply criticized the US veto, saying that in a statement that it was, I'm quoting, unfair, immoral and unjustified, and defies the will of the international community, which strongly supports the state of Palestine obtaining full membership in the United Nations. Well, democracy sometimes works in mysterious ways. But hey, we have veto here. So when you have veto, there's no democracy. Because that means I can take a shit on your democracy if I, one, oppose all of you. But hey, not even when you don't have a veto, we in general dislike when we lose, don't we? Unless we are, masochists. We dislike. Now, we can dislike more or less, depending on the situation. The intensity could vary, but we still dislike it. Now, the problem is, how do you react to that? Now, if there was a set of rules which you agreed to, engage in the conflict or engage in the competition, and you lost, that's it. Train next time better, use the same rules, and win. And when you win, the other side will hate that you won, but it's going to hopefully do the same thing. Train. That is getting better, getting better. No, we might have sometimes or always this feeling, Jesus Christ, I should take that from the guy who won. I should be over there. I should change the rules in such a way that would benefit me in winning and get the other person out. We had these kind of thoughts in our lives. When we were younger, when we were kids, when we played football and we lost. We tried to do, but you lie, we should have scored over there. It was a penalty kick, away fall. We tried to find a kind of hanky-panky that was not there. We don't like to lose. Now, what do you do when you lose based on the rules that you agreed to abide, to follow? So the United States likes democracy when it wins. When their buddies win around the globe in democratic elections, they hail that. Yes, when someone that they don't own wins, something is wrong. We don't like democracy anymore. And they work to overthrow that government, like in Ukraine in 2014. So let me go further here. Israel Foreign Minister Israel Katz praised the US for vetoing what he called a shameful proposal to create a country. Does he forget how Israel was created? It was a decision by some guys to draw some lines. And now he praises the same thing for others? Isn't that strange? But anyway, I have no expectation. That's exactly what I expect from this. So the proposal to recognize a Palestinian state, I'm quoting, more than 6 months after the largest... Okay, sorry, fuck that up. Let's go to Sputnik. History will remember... let's go back here. The issue did not start 6 months ago, and it's a Palestinian state, not a Hamas state. Okay, just to say from the very beginning. So shut the fuck up. Move on. History will remember, end quote. China hits out at the US opposition to Palestine's UN admission. China. Not Russia, not, Where was France? Right here. India 4, Morocco 4, Pakistan 4, supposedly. Portugal 4. Very interesting, very interesting. Pakistan 4. The United States vetoed the United Nations Security Council resolution that would have accepted Palestinian request for a full UN membership. Not a statehood. That would have been next, but not even that. And thus recognizing it as a state. Yeah, they say, but not really. Another permanent member of Security Council, United Kingdom, abstained from voting. Yeah, you forgot Switzerland. History will remember the US sanctions against Palestine's accession to the UN. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lin Jian said at a briefing on Friday. And I'm quoting, in 2011, Palestine already submitted an application to join the United Nations. Then the UN Security Council suspended the decision due to opposition again from the lovers of democracy and free people and self-determination. Now, 13 years later, that was not the massacre in October 7, was it? No, but they still opposed it. Now, 13 years later, again, due to the US veto, Palestine's application to join the organization was rejected. The decades-old dream of the Palestinian people was mercilessly destroyed. Mercilessly destroyed. History and the people of the world will remember these actions of the United States in defiance of all, end quote, Lin said. I agree with Lin's statement. He added that the international, and I'm quoting, the international community must fully implement the relevant United Nations GA resolutions, respect the aspiration of General Assembly. Resolutions respect the aspiration of the Palestinian people, return to the right path of adhering to the principle of two-state solution and creation of independent Palestinian state as soon as possible, end quote. The diplomat stressed that China wholeheartedly supports the establishment of Palestine as a full-fledged state. Right now, Palestine is a quote-unquote permanent observer state at the UN, while Israel has enjoyed full membership since the late 1940s, when the Jewish state was established. How? Russia fully supports the two-state solution as the only way to end violence in the region. Is not going to. That's not going to destroy, it's not going to make peace and violence. It's going to be violence over there. You'll see. And we're not going to get that far. Because, remember that song, I Shot the Sheriff? Okay. Sang by many. Bob Marley, or if you want, Eric Clapton variant. He said, if I kill it before it grows. Same here. Start from the very beginning. Don't let that seed, grow, because it's harder to destroy it after a while. So the last article here is US blocks UN resolution to recognize Palestine from Time. Very proud American looking down, full of, good job, they made you do that. The US blocked on Thursday a draft resolution that would have allowed the United Nations General Assembly to vote. So that would have allowed the United Nations General Assembly to vote on allowing a Palestinian state to become a full member state of the UN. So the United States and you know who? They know that the will of the country's democracy will vote for. So they said, we're going to do it like this. They didn't even allow it. They didn't even allow it to go for a vote. That's how much these guys love democracy. That tells you what? Either you know better than everybody else, which makes you paranoid, or makes you, how do you call it, narcissist. I know better than everybody else, man. I'm inflated, ego and whatever, which I think that's part of it. Or you are controlled by someone else. That works just fine. Both of them. It's just the quantity, how much one theory has and how much the other one. But they're joining the same reason, I think. So that destroyed the vote of the General Assembly. The move has triggered backlash from other states. They don't give a shit. The dogs are barking. The caravan keeps going. And pro-Palestinian groups as global division continue to sharpen. The US was the only nation. We already know that one. So whenever something bad happened to us, and the question will be raised, why did they do it? Don't buy the garbage. They hate our freedom. Remember this, and remember that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And remember, the Palestinians are not here. These guys are over there. National interest? What's wrong with the Palestine state? National interest. What's wrong with the Palestine state? For us. Oh, for them? For them. What's wrong with that? Oh, it's territory, it's land. Is the land given to someone? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.